Marty had been living among aliens for 3 years now, and he'd gotten pretty comfortable with the whole only human on a space station full of bizarre creatures situation. The Interstellar Research Station Omega-9 orbited a neutral moon stuffed to in the gills with scientists from a dozen different species, all working on the kind of collaborative projects that made the Galactic Council feel good about itself. Marty worked in Lab 6 running genetic compatibility tests for a proposed multi-size colony that would probably never get built. But hey, the pay was good, and the view of the rings was spectacular. His lab partner, Zilmaroth, was an insectoid from Chitros Prime. Think praying mantis meets university professor, complete with the condescending attitude. 6 limbs, compound eyes that saw in spectrums Marty couldn't even pronounce, and a clicking voice that the translator rendered as perpetually irritated. They got along great, actually. Nothing Bonsko workers quite like mutual sarcasm and a shared hatred of administrative paperwork. Paul Quen, the amphibian researcher who worked the station across from them, was there too. Mucus-covered hands carefully pipetting some solution that bubbled ominously. Pulkin's species breathed through their skin, which meant the lab was kept, humid enough to grow mushrooms. Marty had stopped complaining about his frizzy hair months ago. I still do not understand why your species insists on sending solitary representatives to joint facilities. Zilmaroth clicked, manipulating 3 data screens simultaneously with different limbs. It seems inefficient, psychologically taxing. Marty shrugged, eyes on his own terminal. Build character. Plus, we're friendly, adaptable. We like meeting new people. He grinned. Even bug people. I am not a bug. Bugs are primitive terrestrial. Yeah, I know, I'm just messing with you. Pulkin's throat sac inflated with what the translator called laughter, though it sounded more like a backed-up drain. You do this frequently, the messing. Your species has a peculiar fondness for social friction as bonding. It's called teasing, and it's a sign of affection. Peculiar? Pulkin repeated. They worked in companionable silence for a while. The kind of quiet that comes when people, or well-sentient beings, have spent enough time together to not need constant chatter. Marty was running genetic markers through the compatibility algorithm when Zilmaroth made a thoughtful chittering sound. Speaking of genetic profiles, the insectoid said, I was reviewing the immigration protocols for the colony project. They cross-reference all potential colonists against the Predator Lethality Index, standard security procedure. Marty looked up the, what now? The Predator Lethality Index. You have not heard of it. Zilmer's head swiveled in that unsettling full rotation way. It is a comprehensive database maintained by the Galactic Council. Ranks species by their biological capacity for violence, hunting efficiency, predatory traits used for immigration screening, security clearances, colony assignments, that sort of thing. Huh? Marty leaned back in his chair. Never heard of it. What's it say about humans? Hulquin's eye membranes flickered. Humans are not on it. What? Why not? Your species is classified as non-predatory, Zilmaroth explained, pulling up a holographic display. Cooperative social structure, diplomatic temperament, omnivorous, but primarily agricultural. You fall under Category 3, low-risk sentience, Marty snorted. Low risk? That's kind of insulting. How is it insulting? H. Quen asked, genuinely confused. It means you are safe, trustworthy. Yeah, but it also makes us sound, I don't know, boring, harmless. Marty scratched his jaw. We're not that soft. Zilmaroth's mandibles spread in the insectoid equivalent of a smirk compared to actual predatory species. Yes, Marty, you are. No offense, but your physiology is remarkably non-threatening. No natural weapons, no armor plating, no venom, limited physical strength. You are squishy. Squishy, Marty repeated flatly. Very squishy, Hulquin agreed. Your skin tears easily. I have seen you injure yourself on furniture. That was one time. And that corner was sharp. You know what? Never mind. Marty stood up, walking over to Zilmaroth's station. Let me see this index thing. Zilmaroth pulled up the interface. It was a complex matrix of biological factors. Bite force, claw efficiency, sensory acuity, for tracking prey, digestive adaptability, pack hunting capabilities, territorial aggression. Species were ranked on a scale from 1 to 10 with detailed breakdowns of their predatory traits. See the Raptix hunters from Kellen 5 score 6.3. Zillaroth pointed to an entry. Apex predators on their homeworld. Incredible burst speed, retractable, talons, infrared vision, very dangerous, and the venom spine leviathans. Marty scanned the list. 8.1, but they are non-sentient, purely instinctual. Among spacefaring species, the highest score belongs to the RxLN warrior caste at 6.9. Marty whistled. Okay, yeah, I've met RxLton. They're scary, built like tanks with teeth, precisely, which is why they're carefully monitored in multi-ECs environments. Zillaroth closed the display. Humans, by contrast, require no such monitoring. You are cooperative, non-aggressive. Okay, now you're just being mean. Marty folded his arms. Run a test on me. What? You heard me. Run my DNA through the index. Let's see what it says. Pulkin's throat sac deflated nervously. That seems unnecessary. No, I'm curious now. Marty was already pulling out the genetic scanner from the equipment drawer. You guys are sitting here calling humans squishy and harmless. Let's get some empirical data. Zillaroth's antenna quivered with what might have been amusement. Very well. If you insist on proving my point scientifically, I will humor you. Marty pressed, his thumb to the scanner. The device hummed, extracting epithelial cells and running a quick sequence analysis. Zilma uploaded the genetic data to the Predator Lethality Index database and initiated the analysis protocol. The three of them watched, the progress bar creep across the screen. This is silly, Pulkin murmured. Humans are obviously Category 3. The test will confirm it, and then Marty will pout 4 the rest of the day. I don't pout. You absolutely pout. The progress bar hit 80%, then 90%. Then it stopped. They waited. Is it frozen? Marty asked. Zillaroth tapped the screen with a claw. No, it is still processing. That is odd. The analysis usually completes in seconds. Maybe it's confused because I'm the only human sample it's ever scanned, Marty suggested. The progress bar jumped to 98%, then 99%. Then the alarm started blaring. All three of them jumped. Red emergency lights began pulsing throughout the lab, and the computer screen flashed a warning symbol that Marty's translator struggled to render properly. Something about extreme caution and quarantine protocol initialization. What the Marty? Started. The results appeared on screen. Species: Homo sapiens, human predator, lethality index 9 point. Classification: apex predator, extreme risk. Recommendation: immediate isolation and behavioral monitoring required. There was a long silence. Then Marty started laughing. Oh, come on. The computer's broken, that's ridiculous. But Zilma wasn't laughing. The insectoid's compound eyes were fixed on the screen, mandibles slightly parted. Pulkin had gone, completely still, which for an amphibian usually meant fear response. This must be a malfunction, Zillaroth said quietly. The database has clearly corrupted your results. Obviously, Marty agreed, still chuckling. 9.8. That's higher than Thevenum, spine leviathans. Those things are the size of buses with acid blood. Yes, which is why this cannot be correct. But Zillaroth's voice lacked conviction. Pulkin moved slowly toward the emergency shut-off panel. We should report this to station security. A malfunction in the Predator Index could be a serious security vulnerability. Or, Marty suggested, we just run the test again with a fresh sample. I probably contaminated it or something. Yes. Zilmarath seized on that explanation. Contamination. That must be it. They ran the test again and again, and a